Welcome to the Tech Guide. This week we're going to be reviewing laptops and what best suits your needs. So Henry, what's changed about laptops over the last few years?
Well, it's no longer about processing power, you've also got to think about graphics and networking connectivity.
Okay, so what would I be looking for, say, if I was a very busy person travelling to and fro and I don't really want to carry around a really heavy laptop?
Well, I'd recommend one of the new breed of ultra-portable PCs like this Sony Vaio, which I've got right here. Now, the first thing you'll notice about this is that it's incredibly small, but this is actually a fully functioning laptop. It weighs just about 486 grams, which is very little. It's got a full QWERTY keyboard on here. It's also got a really useful thumb pad for navigating around the screen. And if you're forgetful with your passwords, you can actually run your thumb over this. It's a biometric scanner, which works as a sort of security feature.
OK, what about storage?
Well, it's got a 32 gig hard drive, which is, enough for storing films, documents, things like that. But if you want additional storage, you can just plug in an external hard drive, which are actually pretty good value for money these days.
So it's the Sony Vaio for portability, but can I get a laptop that gives me as much power as my desktop does?
Absolutely, because technology is always getting smaller. It's now actually possible to sort of shoehorn really big processors into laptops. A good example is this Dell XPS. Now, it may look a little bit ostentatious, but this has got so much power in it, it can actually do anything that a sort of top-of-the-range desktop can.
OK, so, what can this power do?
Well, it's got an Intel Core 2 Duo processor and 4 GB of RAM. What this essentially allows you to do is to multitask. So you want to listen to music and work on a really sort of top-end graphics program at the same time. It won't struggle at all, but this is really geared towards online gamers. If you want to go online using a sort of high-speed broadband, you can play things like World of Warcraft or Second Life and things like that, and it won't slow down at all. OK, so particularly good then for gamers, as you say. I mean, it might be quite big for a laptop, but it's definitely a lot smaller than carting your desktop around. So in terms of connectivity, what am I actually looking for in my laptop? OK, well, there are a couple of prerequisites. First of all, you're going to need wireless LAN if you want to use sort of Wi-Fi on the go. OK,
well, where can I actually get Wi-Fi?
Well, there are a number of places now. Hotspots are sort of popping up all over the UK. There are sort of cafes and bookstores, even train stations now, and obviously airports as well. The next thing is Bluetooth, which is another wireless technology, but this works in a slightly different way. If you want to attach, say, a sort of wireless mouse or a keyboard or even a printer, you're going to need Bluetooth technology in your laptop, and it also works with mobile phones. So if you want to download photos off your camera phone, this is a really convenient way to do it. OK, so no more wires. Absolutely. Loving that. Anything else? Yeah, I mean, a sort of good backup really is to have at least 2 USB sockets on your laptop. This is so that if you've got anything which does require a cable, like an external hard drive, you're not going to have any problems. So our next laptop is this Fujitsu Siemens tablet PC.
So why would I want a tablet PC?
Well, it's very clever. It takes all the effort out of computing. It makes it much, much easier.
Well, how does it do that? Well,
you twist the screen around like this, which obviously sort of locks away the keypad, but you then have this really useful touchscreen stylus. So instead of using the keyboard and the mouse and it all getting complicated, you can just drag the pen around the screen. OK, so what else does it do? Well, it's also really useful for graphics programs like Adobe Photoshop. If you want to sort of edit photos, you can just use the pen to drag things around the screen, but it really comes into its own on Microsoft PowerPoint. If you're editing slides for a presentation, you can just drag text and images around until it's just right. So what you're saying is it's particularly good for a creative person that's on the go. Yeah. OK, Henry, what laptop would you recommend if I just want a really stylish computer? Well, laptops don't just need to be sort of boring slabs of grey. This one by Asus has actually got a leather finish on it, which I think is pretty stylish. It looks very expensive as well, and it's also got the matching mouse, which I particularly like. Absolutely, but it does also perform as well. It's got an 11.1-inch screen, and it's got a 5-hour battery life, and although it's not quite as small as the Sony ultra-portable PC, it's still pretty small. You could fit that in any case, I think. So, Henry, what laptop would you recommend for screen quality? Well, I'd have to go for the Sony Vaio. It's got a full HD display, so it's really suitable for editing films and photos. So I guess it'd also be quite good for watching DVDs on? It's great for watching DVDs, but it's actually got a built-in Blu-ray player, which is for watching next-generation DVDs as well. But a really clever factor that it's got is that it's got a built-in TV tuner. So if you plug an aerial into the back, you can use it as an additional TV set.
So it really is multi-purpose.